What was your favourite toy? It was the pony. The pony's my favourite toy. I'm going to put that up on the list of one of my favourite toys. The pony. Mine's, mine's Barbie. Mine's the G.I. Joe. I love the G.I. Joe. What was yours? Uh, Mine's Lego. Yeah? What was it called? Uh, Lego? Oh, shit, that was funny. I had a good laugh on that. I'm still recovering a little bit. It's only just had it not long ago. I just had to talk about it. What type is it? It's Lego. That's what makes it good. You have all sorts of stuff. But I get what she was trying to say. She was saying, what type of Lego did you like? As it could be pirates, it could be police officer Lego, it could be mermaid Lego. Right? You could have had specific types of Lego. She might have asked that you liked to build. But yes, Lego is Lego for sure. And first thoughts, it's a pisser to laugh at. But what was my favourite toy when I was growing up? Shit, I don't know. Well, I was a kid that used to get a hold of toys and either destroy them, right, in all sorts of ways. I was a kid that liked to experiment, use things to the max, really make sure I understand how they function, right? Toys. I'd pull them apart a lot, electronics, upgrade them, play around with them. Lego was one of my favourite, as I like to pull apart and put things back together. But it was also not the only thing that I played with. As far as I'm concerned, my favourite toy was God giving me the knowledge to learn so I can be my favourite toy. So I can change different things constantly to constantly learn. And because I did that, I had a lot of sort of favourites, but then not favourites, but everything's good in the end because I learnt a little bit about it. And sometimes they just end up being a broken piece of junk in the corner because I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't get parts for it. But I certainly learnt something. Had many, many hours of checking them out, pulling them apart, putting them back together, then playing with them. So I would say my favourite toy in the end would be, before I left home, would be me. Would have been my favourite toy. But I'm not a toy. But that's certainly the favourite thing that I had for myself to amuse myself. So when you have a good brain and get out and do things a lot, want to venture a lot and explore a lot, think outside the box a lot, and you get to like that and you like that, and you like to help out as well, animals, instead of hurting them. You prefer to do that. I'm more into that end. When I used to hurt animals, I never really felt good at all doing it. Right? Anytime it felt feel good, it's because you believe you should. Right? But that didn't last. And so I would say if I had to choose a toy, right, and a person that just had to play with toys all the time, and a toy was my favourite, and I had to choose a favourite toy, what would it be? Perhaps it would be a toolbox full of tools. Could you class that as toys? They're toys. You get toy tools. But I never had that. I usually actually use tools, even though I shouldn't. Playing around with electricity, even though I shouldn't. But that's what we do sometimes as kids. We always do things that we shouldn't do. But as long as you're wise about things, and that's life out there, because some people aren't. And so you should always be careful. And don't do what I do, because I said I do things like play around with electricity. See, I mostly played around with batteries first. See, I did safety first, right? And then after a while, once you know, you get to a point where you go, oh, look, I just want to upgrade. I don't want to get to here. But the parents are like, no, you're not ready yet. You can't do this shit. You can't do this. So while they say you can't, and you believe you're ready and you have studied, you take all the safety precautions, and you're willing to do that, sacrifice your life. That's what doing things is. That's why you shouldn't act with do stupid shit in certain areas that can be very dangerous. I end up hooking up wires to direct cords and plugging them in. Right? That could electrify me. Definitely back in my day. See, these days, it's more safety. Yeah, it's hard to do that. You might get a quick zzz, and you shouldn't have done that, son. Right? As we have safety switches and stuff like that. But back in my day, we didn't have that. And it was coming in, it was in some places, which when I was young, but we didn't really have it in a lot of places. Right? And it wasn't government standard to have safety switches and stuff like that. And so I was taking big chances. Right? Anyway, I thought I'd chuck that out. What was my favourite toy? I've had a few toys. I can tell you what I used to play with the most. It was Lego, pulling toys apart, so tools and bits of junk to make stuff, making things. And guns, I used to play with guns a lot back in the day, even though in the end I didn't actually like killing, but I like to practice to shoot a lot. What else did I do? I like to ride around, to get around, but I didn't really have too many toys. I didn't really have a game machine, so I didn't have to have games, and that was me. I didn't have a computer. I got to play on computers, other people had it, I got to use computers, but I never had one, so I couldn't class it as my favourite toy until I was older. But games were good to play on. That's a favourite toy, but it wasn't the favourite. I prefer to get money to go on an adventure, put fuel in a motorbike and ride a motorbike and do things like that and play games. It's always time to play a game. Anyway, have a good one, and what's your favourite toy, everybody? And see you later.